Hello, my friends, and welcome to an extremely impromptu video because I just ran out and I got Nioh for the PlayStation 4. I wasn't really planning on playing this game just because I saw its alpha demo way back and I decided then that it didn't look interesting enough to me. But I was listening to a podcast and some guys happened to mention that it was out today, so on impulse, I just went out and got a new Souls-like game. And I think it's because I've been missing the Souls series that I decided to grab this. I decided a while back that I wasn't going to get any of the DLC for Dark Souls 3 just because it consumed my life so much back when that came out, as it should have. Uh, but it was seriously too much. It even interrupted me in the middle of playing The Witcher 3, and so I had to come back just before the end of that game and brute force my way through it. It was very ugly. Um, and so I didn't want to get too sucked into Dark Souls 3. But when I grabbed this game, I got intrigued by it just looking at its cover, and I think there's a bit of a thematic analysis that you can do just from this alone. Uh, Starting with the kanji that actually represents the game's title. The first one here is ni, which is made up of the radical for person and for the number two. Uh, and that has a few different meanings, the first of which being humanity. And so I think that's kind of a nice touch that the very first sound, the very first word in the name of this game is a reference to its spiritual predecessor, to humanity in Dark Souls. And then the second kanji is for O, which just means king. So the title of the game here is The King of Humanity. And to me, that kind of seems like a uh, maybe a denial of the narrative theming of Dark Souls, just because Dark Souls was very much about being this very weak, not very important, not very big character in the universe who succeeded simply through perseverance, endless perseverance in an ultimately meaningless existential crisis world. But this title makes you kind of think, well, maybe you are playing as the big bad in this situation, and it's going to be kind of interesting to see what a Souls-like game would be when your character is the biggest badass on the street. Uh, that said, that first kanji of ni has a few different meanings to it, in that it also means charity and benevolence. So it could mean the king of charity, the king of being a nice guy. And so maybe part of the theming of this game is being that nice person in the face of an extremely bleak and existential crisis souls like world. Um, and then it has a third interpretation that I could think of, in that since the radicals are made of the radical for person and the radical for the number two, it could actually just be referencing these two characters on the front, this ghost lady and the guy we're playing as. That, or it could be referencing that there are two different kings. Um, and maybe the game is about their clash or their struggle against each other. Uh, all of these things all just reading from the cover, so I'm going to be real excited to see if any of this stuff is actually in the game. Um, that, or maybe my confirmation bias will force it into that little bubble. I don't know, one of those. But yeah, no, I'm very excited to play this game. It's going to be very interesting, very different from the games I've been playing recently, and I'm just very excited to get to play a Souls-like game starring Geralt of Rivia. Because when I saw that alpha demo, all I could think of, why is Geralt killing people in Japan? Uh, but but that's neither here nor there. I still have all of my normal analyses videos coming up, so thanks for bearing with this really weird impromptu spazzy version. I just hit my microphone stand right there. Uh, and you know, so the what's in a gaming master Oh my gosh, I cannot speak. What's in a narrative gaming masterpiece series is still going on. I have a special video coming up on Friday that I haven't talked about at all, but I think you'll really enjoy. Maybe you will. If you don't enjoy it, I'm sure you'll let me know. But thank you so much for watching, everyone, and as always, stay true.